Hey everybody, in the past week I've had some people asking me about Wildstar. Am I going to play it? Have I been playing it? Do I like it? Well, the answer to all of those questions is yes. I have been playing it on and off since closed beta. It's right now an open beta, so anybody can get in and play. But we do have plans of having a dedicated group and guild and all that kind of stuff in the game. And yes, actually, I do like it, and I do intend to play it when it releases. So then I realized, well, shoot, I don't actually have a video of Wildstar anywhere on the channel. I'm not entirely sure what to do for a video. Somebody told me I should, so let's see. My character right now, he's only level 9. He is a spell slinger, basically think space cowboy. So maybe we'll check him out real quick. Now, he is an exile. They're basically the good guys. They all kind of seem to have a southern accent, and they're all kind of, I don't know, kind of funny, actually. Like a comedy of errors, in a sense. The game is very funny. Everything they try and do kind of has a comedic spin to it. From the dialogue choices to some of the quests to just everything. Like, for example, it's probably not going to be able to do much here. I don't even know where I am, to be honest. Let's see if there's something I can murder. That's the other thing. People ask, well, what makes Wildstar so different from every other game? Honestly, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, you take a look down the right side here, nothing but quests. Tons of quests. And that's cool. I mean, there's stuff to do, but this game is kind of all over the place. You can take that as a good and a bad thing in a sense. Like, they tried to cram as much stuff into here as they possibly could. And in some ways that feels a little disjointed, because there's just so much going on that it's hard to focus on different elements. But at the same time, there's so much to do that that's a positive thing. Now, whether or not people will burn out with this overload, that has yet to be seen. But one of the key differences is the combat. Now, traditionally in MMOs, it's tab target to lock onto your target and spam your abilities until target dies. Well, this kind of eliminates the tab target part of it and just has the spam your abilities till something dies. But in this one, you actually have to aim your abilities. So before I engage that guy and possibly die, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay? Ah, crap. Alright, so this is actually how you use your ability. So, you know, I hit number 2 there, and it's a charged up ability, and then it fires off. So, the thing is, that thing on the ground, they're calling a telegraph. Okay? And with that, whatever you want to fight has to be inside of that arc. So it's a very kind of interactive combat system because your enemy also gets these little arcs or telegraphs. And you have to stay out of them, you have to be able to move out of things. Here, like for example, I could do that, which stuns the guy, and then just start blasting from behind. And then take a big sword swipe to the back, because I'm pro. But anyways, this is the combat. It's a little frantic, it's a little crazy. I personally have not done anything group-related combat yet, and I've been kind of dreading that a little bit, thinking, my god, could you imagine like a 40-man raid with all of this crap all over the place? It's got to be insane. So, again, you know, my impressions are from, I've played a little because I thought, well, I'm going to want to play this thing when it releases. I'm not really wanting to get too far into it right now. I'll just, you know, put all my time and effort into it later. But I do see that there could be potential issues. The combat system is interesting. Now, I've only tried the Spell Slinger. I deleted him once before between closed and open beta so I could remake and reuse the name. But I haven't tried any of the other classes, and I probably should because some of them seem really neat. Like the Engineer, for example, is a tanking ranged class with robot pets. So you're a tank, you have ranged, and you have pets. That's cool, right? From what I've understood, and I've watched other people's videos on this, you know, they do seem to have things pretty well balanced, especially in the PvP area. Now, balance is, I guess, both a matter of opinion and a matter of fact. You know, people get stomped by somebody in PvP and all of a sudden they cry foul on the balance thing. But from what I was understanding, like, engineers are slower than everybody else. So while they may have more survivability... Hey there. While they may have more survivability, they're not able to escape or engage or run you know, towards people nearly as quickly. So, like, for me, I mean, I got somebody on me. Bam! I can teleport. So, and again, I have just the most basic of my abilities right now. Let me see if I can find where all those are. That's my inventory, which is a complete mess, by the way. Okay, a couple of things. First off, you can see, I mean, there's just so much junk. The game is very, very, very complex. It does have a group finder. It's got, like, challenge stuff and all sorts of things. But one of the key things that I like, besides the combat's a little quirky, but you kind of get used to it after a while. And it makes you feel a little bit more involved, I guess. I mean, even though it's really just spamming the same damn abilities you would in any other game, you know, your required movement, it's a little bit different. You can't just turn into a turret, you know, you don't just stand here and go, la, 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 la. You actually have to move and jump and do all sorts of things like that. So, for people with a lack of motor skills, they're not going to find this game very enjoyable. You know, I'm not the greatest at games like that, but if you can't mouse turn, and you know, hit your abilities and strafe with the keys and stuff like that, you're gonna have a bad time. It's that simple, but it grows on you quickly, so you'll be fine if you just give it a chance. But the thing that I like the most is the path system. Now, I chose Explorer, which turned out to be quite a mistake, and that's only because I'm terrible at platforming. And I wish I could show you guys an example. I might do another video soon on that. I might actually re-roll this guy yet again, since I'm kind of familiar with the starting process, and highlight some of the things I thought were pretty cool. But the path system is kind of like a secondary class, and I chose Explorer. Explorer basically is that you get to go to different various locations and explore. Like, so for instance, right this direction. Apparently there's something 255 meters that away. Let's see if we can find it, huh? Add-on error. Well, that's cool. I don't actually have an add-on. It is beta. I don't like to use that as an excuse for things, but it's beta. It's bound to have some issues. I bet you it's up there. Bet you we gotta get on that, that walk path there, huh? What do you think? This game also offers a ton of customization. So, your character, not a great amount of customization at the start, but mounts can be fully customized, so you can build your own mount. They have housing in this game, which is a big win for me. I mean, I love player housing. WTF. We gotta get up there. How do I get up there? I don't know. I'm gonna make a fool of myself is what I'm gonna do. No! Down we go. Oh well. You guys get the gist of it, I suppose. Let's see if there's anything else. That's 400 something that way. That's also a good distance. What about this? Oh, jeez. That's quite a ways away. Which way does it have me going? Oh, okay. You know what? So let's see. What other things can I show you guys here? But yeah, people just wanted me to do some kind of a Wildstar video, and I've been kind of... MMOs are always a very difficult thing to kind of put into a... I don't know, to put into a video. Like, without an actual goal of what I want to show, it's a little bit difficult. So I thought maybe an impressions video, you know, so we could talk about the basic stuff. What about graphics? Well, honestly, I think the graphics are pretty decent. I mean, my guy is very well animated. He's a little oddly shaped. I mean, like, he's proportionally wrong. But I kind of look at this game as a mix between a comic book and a Saturday morning cartoon. And I know that may sound odd, but with all the, you know, kind of bam, pow, whatever kind of noises, the very colorful and very, you know, bright. There we go. Don't hit me. There we go. This'll hurt him. Bam! Oh, it didn't kill him. I was hoping it would. Hey, guard, get off my thing. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that's another thing. Kind of perfect. A challenge thing just came up. You can see it over here on the right. What are you? Hey.
Challenge begins.
Challenge begins. Alright. I'm a little confused. What did I just do? Ah, damn you. Not sure why it would be saying invalid faction for a creature trying to murder me. So apparently I pissed this thing off. Pretty much, if you want to succeed in this game, circle strafe. You'll be fine. So I'm supposed to be killing things that I'm a little disoriented at the moment, guys. I apologize. But these challenges will pop up just at random, anywhere in the world if you're out doing stuff. And it's basically, you know, kill enough of these wolves until, you know, when the time runs out. And you'll get experience and money and things like that. So there's always stuff kind of happening in the world. There's all kinds of like little events and stuff like that. It's really kind of cool. The world does seem kind of alive. Like they've got enough. Woo, oh damn, that hurt. Probably should have got out of that a little quicker, huh? Oh, sword. I can't use it anyways. I'll just leave it there. Oh, it also has the ability to vacuum loot. So if you hit V, it'll loot everything, but my inventory's full, so yeah. But the combat is, you know, it's definitely more interactive. It's kind of fun. There's been a lot of complaints through the beta about the performance. Now, I'm running at... Oh, hello. I'm running at pretty high resolution, and I'm averaging 50 to 60 frames per second on full ultra. So, performance-wise, I've not had any issues with the game. I think it runs great, and I'm gonna die. Get off me! You dead yet? Timing, man. Alright. Let's go back to this guy. I want to see what his quest was.
Don't know how this could get worse.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Don't come back till them beasts are good and dead.
Okay, we're gonna poison some things. That's gonna make the wolves die, I think. Nom 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 goes the wolf. Nom nom. Oh, look at that. Wins all around. One thing that's kind of interesting, I don't know if I can even find it in my list here. Oh, apparently I just failed my challenge. Oh well, that's what you get for not actually killing the things you're supposed to, huh? Oh, here we are. Okay. Yeah, whatever. That's the other thing that can happen. You have a communicator on you, and at any time, quests will show up. If you get to certain areas, things will happen. I mean, just all sorts of stuff. It's very complex, and like I said, it's almost like a little bit of overload. Like, there's almost too much to it. Well, here we go. I just located something else. I mean, there's almost too much going on in the game, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, take a look at this. I mean, there's another quest thing here. I need to go explore this cave. I'm still having like 7 billion quests to do. Maybe, I don't even know all the keybinds for all this. Ah, that's what broke. Okay. So, I mean, there's a lot to do in this game, and it's kind of crazy, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. I haven't gotten into any of the housing stuff. I'm really excited to do that. I probably should level a little bit more so I can. As far as the mounts and things like that go, I've seen some of the videos. I've seen some other people talk about it. It looks very interesting. I have not done PvP, but they have Battlegrounds. They have open world PvP on specific servers, which is kind of where I want to go when the game releases. They also have war plots. So it's basically your guild of 40 plus people builds a floating fortress with death traps and all. Oh, see, there goes a dude with a hoverboard. That was pretty cool. It builds a floating fortress of death and destruction and all sorts of stuff. And then they connect that to somebody else's floating fortress of death and destruction. And then they duke it out. So, like, the goal is you have something at the back end of your fortress, and the enemy has something at the back end of theirs, and you just go at it. And the first one to survive the enemy's thing and take out their stuff wins. That sounds amazing to me. On top of that, they also have 40-man raids, have made a comeback. They have adventures, where it's kind of like dynamic content that'll change based on some of your decisions for smaller group content, things like that. So our plan is to actually start up a guild, like, officially. You know, we've had groups and games and things like that before, but an actual guild of, you know, randos and stuff like that. It wouldn't be randos after a while. They would be our dear friends. But we want to do that, and we actually kind of want to get established in this, since it's kind of an early you know, it'll be released and we can kind of get in on the ground floor a little bit early. So more details will follow on that, or keep checking our forums. Some details will be in the description if you're interested in any of that. If you want to get in on Wildstar and play with us, join our guild. In the meantime, things to do in this game are numerous. I've said that a couple of times already. I'm not even sure what to do or where to go from here. Oh yeah, you can see my video settings right here. Ultra high borderless window, 2560 by 1440, and everything cranked to the max. I don't think I can. I don't know how you turn on my frames per second, but like right now I'm getting 60. I think I have. No, I don't have VSync on, but I mean I've got a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 780, so it's a pretty beefy video card. Your mileage may vary as far as performance goes, but yeah, it's overall I think it's a very pretty game. I think it's got a very unique art style. Despite what anybody else thinks, it's got a lot of character to it. So, for example, let's go ahead and just switch character. And yeah, I've already done the pre-ordering. I'll get all the loots and all that kind of stuff. But, since it's open beta, they want to make sure that anybody who hasn't pre-purchased does so now. Is it worth it? Probably. I mean, if you're into this type of thing, if you're bored with your current game, so if you're currently playing an MMO and you're tired of it, definitely check out Wildstar. If you aren't into this type of game, or you've hated, games of the past that, have all the questing and running around and leveling and progression, if that's not your thing, Wildstar offers you nothing new. It really doesn't. It's got a lot of gimmicky stuff to it, and it's got a lot of cool ideas on paper. I haven't personally experienced much of, the higher end stuff or the big group content, stuff like that. But, like I said, if you're bored with your current game, or you're looking for something new, fun, and exciting, you can't really go wrong with Wildstar. But if it's not your type of game, if you don't like the online worlds, the MMOs, stay away from it, because it's just going to be more of the same to you. Now, this game does carry a subscription. It will be $15 a month, and it does have a box price of $60 or higher if you get the fancier version. A lot of people don't like that. The Wildstar devs are trying to say they've actually made a lot of bold claims. They've said a lot of crazy things, such as they're the best raids ever, they're the best this and this that, blah blah blah. A lot of that's just marketing nonsense. So I just kind of ignore it. But they're trying, and they do at least communicate to a certain extent. Now we won't even get after them for their naming fiasco on their website. They had name pre-registration for people who, yeah, whatever. We won't even get into that. Anyhow, they're claiming that they're going to have tons of content on a on a monthly basis in order to justify the subscription cost. We've heard that a billion times before on a billion games that have come before this. I'll believe it when I see it. I wouldn't use that as a means of justifying the subscription. I look at it like I'm still stuck in kind of the old school way. Everybody keeps talking about free-to-play. Only free-to-play games succeed. Nah, I think subscription-based games can succeed as they always have. They just need to have that special something that makes it worthwhile. I mean, look, a lot of people still play World of Warcraft, and they still pay that $15 a month. Will Wildstar be worth that $15 a month? Honestly, after the first month is the only way you'll know. So you'll have to at least play it enough to decide, man, this game is awesome, or this game sucks and isn't worth it. Because I could think of another game that released not too long ago that everybody was thinking, oh, best game ever, and about 5 days into it went, what the hell? So obviously that game was not worth the subscription. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, we can talk about it later. The other thing is, this is a two-faction game, so for PvP, I don't think it'll matter because they've kind of got more structured PvP, such as Battlegrounds and things like that. But typically speaking, whenever you have a two-faction game, one side always dominates the other. And in this particular case, let's go ahead and hit up the character creator for a second so you can see. What you've got is Exiles, which are good guys, kind of. And then Dominion, which are the bad guys, but she has a heart for an eye, so I'm not sure how evil she can be. Anyhow, usually when it comes to PvP games, especially on PvP servers, yeah, we'll just alternate back and forth, and you get to kind of look at the very wild differences between the characters. I mean, there is some serious diversity here, so your character can look very unique and very cool. But usually in PvP games, it seems like the bad guy side always has a dominant force. You know, the Horde in Warcraft, Empire in Star Wars, things like that. I don't know why that is. Maybe because uglier races just kind of, I don't know, attract the PvPers. But let's, for example, say, let's look at the Dominion, because we haven't really done that. Race. Now, they have their own form of human as well. Here, let's swap back and forth. There we go. I like how they're kind of, you know, sophisticated. I just like it. It's kind of cool. Whereas the alternating side of the humans, they're kind of more gruff and, you know, whatever. But the you know, and then the females. Also, everybody on the Exile side has a southern accent. Everybody on the Dominion side has more of a snobby kind of accent. So there's kind of an appeal there. I always tend to gravitate towards the good guys. Like, I plan to be Exile. Our guild plans to be Exile. But it's kind of difficult because some of these are really cool. You know, I like the female character stance. Yeah, just total snob. I love it. But, okay, so, I mean, you've got, you know, your Cassians. They're your typical human. And if I keep going back and forth, I mean, you can see the diversity in what they look like. And that is some lovely hair. You know, and that also is some lovely hair. But then you've got your Draken. Now, they're like some mix between demon and I don't know what the hell else. Demon and ape. I mean, look at this guy. Just big ass arms and tail and I don't know what's going on there. But then they got female variations of those, and for some reason they stand upright. Not sure why, but there you have it. But I mean, you can see the variations as I go back and forth. I'm not going to go through an actual character creation here, but as I bounce back and forth, you can see how customizable the characters are. I mean, these are the same race, but each time I switch back and forth, they give you a randomized appearance. It's pretty crazy what you can do and how you can make your character, but these things are just ugly. These, on the other hand, I'm kind of interested in. Like, I kind of want to be one, but I don't want to be on the evil side. But you can kind of see, I mean, these things, they have all kinds of customization, too. They just look awesome. And then that's a Chua. And then you've got your Makari, which are basically your robots. Everybody's got a... But this one has, like, little tendrils or something. It's kind of wicked. This one has antennas coming out the side of her head. So that's female, male, female. What the hell? Male. I don't know if this is going to be a popular race, if people are interested in this kind of craziness. I mean, yeah, you can make them look kind of cool. I mean, that's kind of cool. I could live with that as a face if I had to. But this is never my favorite thing. One thing you'll also notice across the bottom here is races and classes are limited. So, for example, the Chuas can't be like warriors and stalkers. Which is kind of funny because you would really think something of small stature and tiny like this would make a really good rogue. But going back to the good guys, you know, the Mordesh. So they're kind of like a half elf, half mechanical thing. So maybe a cyborg elf. But he looks cool. Like, I don't care. He just looks really neat. As opposed to the robots on the other side. You know, even her. Okay, that looks cool. I could see that being really cool. So you kind of get a sense. And then you got your big ass rock creatures. You know, your rock men. They're huge. I think they're awesome. I like how half of his face is missing. And then the female rocks. Yeah. It seems like all the females have almost the exact same body type. Yeah, see, I mean, they're just wildly different. Like, amazingly different customizations that you can have. So your character can be pretty unique. You know, you've got your typical, has to be something with a tail and big ears to attract that type of person. The female ones are kind of cute, of course. They have a very limited selection of what they could be. They could either be espers, which are like magic user type of things, stalkers, which are rogues, and spellslingers, which are space cowboys. But you know, this is if you're going to play on the Exile side, this is probably the race you're going to see the most of. This right here, in the female variant. I don't know why. It's what I've seen the most of out there in the world. I guess people just like that kind of thing. They're into the tails. I don't know. But you can kind of see, I mean, it's pretty wild, you know? Hence the Wildstar. Haha, get it? She has like bat wings for ears. I didn't even know that was a thing. With cogs for earrings. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of crazy customization. This guy's green with like some kind of weird creature ears. But me, I always just go human. I don't know why. Like, I'm just boring, I guess. But to me, the humans always work the best. So like, let's say we want to be a human, and I'm torn between wanting to be a spell slinger, you know, the dual pistol sort of thing, and the stalker. You know, stalker is Wolverine. You know, you get the big claws and things like that. Come on, who wouldn't like that? And then the paths, like I was talking about before, you've got soldier, settler, scientist, and explorer. Soldier's just big, heavy weapons, things like that. So you'll have bosses in the world that only you can access or see or do that are tougher, things like that. Settler can actually build settlements out in the world, so buff stations, healing stuff, things like that that other people can use in their travels, which is really neat. Scientist is like exploration of the flora and fauna of the world, creatures, plants, things like that, where you gain benefit. There was also something that I saw where they could open up terminals and things like that to access different bits in hidden areas. Explorers are the platform jumpers of the game. Basically, there are like little puzzles, jump puzzles, things that you have to locate and find. And you can get to the highest parts of the game being an explorer. So you can get all the way up some of these mountains, and you place like little satellites and beacons and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But these are in addition to your main class, and then as well as your crafting professions, because then there's crafting on top of this. So a lot of customization, a lot of things you can do. The game has a lot of stuff in it. It's almost overwhelming. So if I were to give my initial impressions, it's almost too much. Like, there's almost too much going on in the game with a lack of focus on specific elements, and them just trying to cram so much into there just to be different that it may blow up in their face. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'd have to go with my initial impressions are good. I like the game. I love the art style. The gameplay is pretty decent. The combat can kind of get a little tedious. It's fun depending on what you're doing, but say you're fighting a giant group of things, everything that you do is an AoE ability, and sometimes you don't want it to be. So it takes a little bit to get used to. The pathing system is really cool. Lots of extra things to do and go on that. Crafting I haven't really done much with, but it seems pretty, you know, it's MMO crafting type stuff you gather. I've seen mining nodes and plants to harvest and stuff like that. Overall, I would favorably recommend the game if you're looking for another MMO, if you're bored with your current one, if you just want to try something new. But if you're currently happy with your game and, you know, you like what's going on, Wildstar may not be for you, because it's kind of a lot of the same. It has a lot of different ideas going for it, but they're all grounded in the same thing that we've all been playing for the last decade. You know, so it's neat, but approach with caution. Let's just put it that way. It may not be the game for everybody. But if you do want to play it and you are interested, be sure to look up our forums. Be sure to talk to me or put in the comments below. We are assembling an official guild that will hopefully be, you know, a 40-man raid-able guild in Wildstar. So if you're interested in that, be sure to find out how to get involved in that and join us, because we are going to be looking for people. So if you have any other questions, any other thoughts, want to see more on Wildstar, do let me know in the comments below, or again, check out our forums. I'll have a discussion going there. And thanks for watching, guys, and maybe I'll do some more Wildstar videos again when I can focus in on any one specific feature or thing that I want to show you guys. So thanks, and we'll see you next time.